How's it going, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another review this Wednesday night here on Body Bags. It is week number 87, and the theme this week is Universal Monsters. So I decided to go with one of the more popular ones, and that is Frankenstein from the year 1931. Believe it or not, this is actually a first-time viewing here for me. And while watching it, it felt like I seen it before because of how many clips and reviews and commercials and spoofs and just how many times I've seen sections of this film. It was like I had already seen it. I knew the film from beginning to end, and it was so weird. That's never really happened to me before. I don't think I've ever had an experience like that where I felt like I had literally seen the film before. I knew exactly how it played out. Very, very weird. Bizarre. So, this film follows Dr. Frankenstein, who is a scientist, and he is doing an experiment where he wants to gather parts for a human body, combine them together, and do this experiment where he reanimates the body. As he's gathering pieces for the body, he needs a brain. So he sends his assistant, Fritz, out to the local uh, medical school, and Fritz steals a brain. Unfortunately, he kind of drops the normal brain and has to resort to grabbing the abnormal brain, which I don't remember that scene so much from all the clips and stuff that I've seen, but it kind of made me think like, wow, if he would have just grabbed the other brain, everything probably would have been okay. So it kind of puts all the messages and stuff in this film into a little bit different of a perspective because it was kind of just dumb luck. The whole, you cannot play God and create stuff, it kind of like adds less weight to that message when you realize that he could have just grabbed the other brain and everything would have been fine. But anyway, the experiment is a success. The person is reanimated, and Victor Frankenstein soon realizes that he must destroy the monster. The monster escapes. I'll kind of leave it off there. Ends in a crazy manhunt. Very sympathetic. The ending, watching it after all the build up this time, because I'd seen clips of the ending before, it really is, tragic. And it's very sad. It really is. It definitely was, pulling the emotions here. Just the way that of the monster, Boris Karloff, the non-vocalized actions just is spot on. The way he, relays frustration and anger and confusion, it's just works perfect, and it's just a great experience, kind of seeing this, in early cinema. This very great acting. Um, the scene with the little girl, it was definitely very intense, and I wasn't really expecting it to be as, because I've seen that scene before, I wasn't expecting it to be as powerful as it was, but it definitely was. And this film is beautiful. It's a beautiful looking film. I love the set pieces in this film, from the windmill to the beginning of the film and the graveyard and stuff. It really is like awesome to look at, and the Blu-ray looks amazing. It's crazy that a film that is 80 plus years old can be cleaned up that well and look that good. I will say that one of the only things that I didn't give too much of a care for in this film is that the wife's, the bride wedding stuff. I just really didn't care for it at all. This film moves along very quickly. It is a very short movie. I think it's only an hour and 10 minutes, and it flies by. I mean, it zooms. It felt like it was like a 40-minute film. So you kind of want more of the laboratory stuff and the graveyard stuff and the windmill stuff, and you just kind of love those scenes so much that you just want more of them by the end of it. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say that it's a perfect film. And watching it in 2015, yeah, there's definitely, um, issues. I guess. I mean, there is. I at least picked out a few different plot holes. But I'm not gonna sit here and pick it apart either. Uh, I always find it weird to like kind of watch these films and rate them, because do I rate them from the perspective of me watching them the time they came out? Or do I look at the film in 2015 and say, this is how good it is now, um, compared to everything that's out, compared to the enjoyment you get out of it on a technical aspect, all that stuff. And I kind of lie somewhere in the middle. I do try to factor in, what was happening when it came out. But if I did that, every classic film from that era would be a 10 out of 10. But um, I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 out of 10, and it's definitely very, very solid. And I'm happy to have seen it. I really want to pick up the Universal box set, because the 30 film set, maybe this October, because it really got me craving to see some of these old films. Um, I think that I'm gonna have a blast when I eventually do that. So I'll see you guys next time with another review. Peace out.